In a small-town grocery store, an elderly man stood at the checkout, counting out his coins with care. His hands trembled as he placed each one down. His quiet dignity met with an impatient sigh from the cashier. What started as irritation quickly turned into public shaming, as the cashier's remarks grew louder and more hurtful. But just as the situation seemed bleak for the man, beloved basketball star Caitlyn Clark came to his aid. So what did she do? Well, join us as we uncover this truly emotional story, an act of kindness. Bob had once been a man filled with passion and purpose, working as a mechanic in a bustling auto shop. For over 30 years, he had devoted himself to repairing cars, finding joy in the challenge of piecing together engines and solving complex problems. The auto shop was a second home. The hum of machines and the relationship with his colleagues provided him with a sense of belonging. He would often stay late, chatting with his colleagues about everything and anything. They shared laughs and stories and formed memories that carried him through difficult days. His job gave him purpose, a reason to get up each morning. But all that was about to change. As the years passed, Bob's health began to deteriorate. Arthritis stiffened his hands, his vision became strained, and he couldn't move as swiftly as he once did. His employer, though grateful for his years of dedication, reluctantly laid him off as his productivity decreased. Bob was devastated. He had little in his savings, never imagining he'd be out of work before he was ready to retire. Most of his income had always gone to daily expenses and small treats for Mary, his beloved wife, who had been by his side for 40 years. She had been the love of his life, a comforting presence through all his ups and downs. But even her strength couldn't battle cancer. Bob had watched helplessly as the disease took her, one hospital bill at a time depleting their already scarce funds. Now, without her, life felt like an endless struggle. Bob himself was battling early symptoms of the same illness Mary had faced. Each day seemed like a reminder of what he'd lost: his health, his wife, along with his dignity. With his Social Security barely covering rent and basic needs, he relied on food stamps to get by, but even that was often not enough. Keep watching to find out what happened next. One afternoon, with a pocket full of coins and a food stamp crumpled in his hand, Bob made his way to the grocery store. He entered quietly, keeping his gaze low as he carefully selected a few essentials: a loaf of bread, a can of soup, and a carton of milk. These few items could manage to get him through the entire week if he rationed it properly. When he approached the counter, he offered the cashier his food stamp and asked if it would cover the cost. The cashier, a woman in her early 30s, barely glanced at him before rolling her eyes and telling him that the stamp barely covered one item. Her response was so loud that everyone on the line heard. Bob could feel the stares on his back, that he couldn't help but feel embarrassed. With a pocket filled with only coins, Bob asked the cashier to double-check, just in case she made a mistake the first time. The now impatient cashier scoffed and asked him if he was blind. She looked at him with irritation as her voice grew even louder, catching the attention of people in line and the nearby shoppers. Bob, almost at the verge of tears, reached in his pocket and pulled out a handful of coins, trying to piece together enough to buy at least 2 items he had picked out. As he counted out each coin with shaky hands, she sighed impatiently, tapping her fingers on the counter. With a look of disdain, she told him that if he couldn't afford groceries, maybe he shouldn't even be there, suggesting dismissively that people like him belonged in a retirement home rather than standing at her checkout, slowing down the line. For Bob, the humiliation was unbearable. Bob's hands faltered, and he began to pack up the items into the basket. He could feel the weight of each disapproving glance from the crowd around him. But at that moment, something happened. Just as he turned to walk away, a voice spoke up. This voice belonged to none other than Caitlyn Clark, the Iowa legend Caitlyn Clark. Everyone on the line couldn't help but look at Caitlyn, exchanging whispers. Caitlyn stepped forward, her eyes fixed on the cashier. She told her cashier that her attitude towards Bob was unfair, especially since he was just trying to buy a few groceries. The cashier, who recognized Caitlyn, couldn't help but feel shocked and ashamed. Then Caitlyn turned to Bob and offered to help him pay for the groceries. Bob didn't know who she was, so he insisted it was fine. But Caitlyn insisted, asking that they both look at the aisles and pick out more items for him. Bob, stunned, couldn't pass up this offer. So, he followed her back to the aisles to pick out more items. For each aisle they passed, Caitlyn asked Bob what he needed, ensuring he'd have enough to keep him well fed for the coming weeks. After a moment of walking around, they now had a filled-up larger. This made Bob's eyes well up with gratitude for this stranger. No one had shown him such kindness in years, and he found himself glancing over at Caitlyn repeatedly, unable to believe his luck. Back at the counter, Caitlyn handed the basket to the cashier and asked that she apologize for the way she spoke to Bob. Though hesitant at first, the cashier eventually mumbled a half-ass apology, her head down as she handed over the bags. But before they left, Caitlyn made sure to tell the cashier that money doesn't determine someone's true worth. And without a second thought, Caitlyn assisted Bob in carrying his shopping bag to the car park. After loading his vehicle with the items, Caitlyn couldn't help but ask why he was going shopping by himself. This made Bob share his story with her, how he got laid because of his health complications, and how life had been ever since. Caitlyn couldn't believe this, how he was living all alone, especially when he's sick. With her loving nature, she couldn't help but ask him if he would love to stay in a retirement home. That way, he could be among people who understood what it's like. This took Bob aback. He had always thought he would die at home alone, in the solace of his bedroom. And he couldn't believe what this young lady was saying. Bob told her he would think about it and get back to her. But before she left, she told him to reach out to her foundation if he ever needed anything. And if that was too much work for him, she gave him her direct line so he could reach her directly. Bob was beyond shocked. He couldn't believe that people like Caitlyn still existed. So with a heart filled with gratitude, he thanked her for the groceries. With Caitlyn's kindness filling his heart, Bob walked home that day with not only enough food to last him, but also a renewed hope that kindness could still be found in unexpected places. He felt Mary's presence with him, as if her spirit had sent Caitlyn to remind him that he was not alone in his struggles. But beyond her acts of kindness, which she shows time and time again, who is Caitlyn Clark? Caitlyn Clark's philanthropy. Caitlyn Clark is one of the most exciting women's college basketball players, whom many see as a game-changer for the sport. Known for her incredible ability to shoot from far beyond the three-point line, she's often compared to NBA star Stephen Curry, who changed the way people play basketball. Like Curry, Clark makes defenses nervous because she can score from almost anywhere on the court, which is rare in women's college basketball. Clark's popularity has also led to what people call the Caitlyn Clark effect. Her exciting play style has attracted tons of new fans to women's basketball, making Iowa's games a huge draw both on TV and in person. Not only is she a fantastic shooter, Caitlyn is also a great passer, helping her teammates score and leading her team with confidence. She is an inspiration to young players, showing them new possibilities in women's basketball, making her a true trailblazer for the sport. But beyond just excelling in the basketball field, Caitlyn is a generous person who loves giving back to her community. In 2022, the Caitlyn Clark's Foundation was founded, and its main goal is to uplift and improve the lives of youth and their communities through education, nutrition, and sports. 3 pillars Caitlyn believes were foundational in her becoming a success. The foundation is handled by Clark herself, as well as Mary Coffin, Caitlyn's brother Blake, and mother Ann Nizzy Clark. Aside from her foundation, Caitlyn enjoys helping and uplifting people when she can. One such instance happened in 2023. In November 2023, Caitlyn Clark made an impactful donation to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Iowa, demonstrating her commitment to supporting young people in her community. Partnering with Nike, Caitlyn provided a substantial collection of winter gear valued at over $13,000, including 85 hoodies, 75 pairs of gloves, and 85 hats. These items were carefully chosen to keep local youth warm during the colder months, ensuring that they could continue to engage in club activities comfortably and more effectively throughout the winter. And that's not all. In addition to the clothing, Caitlyn thoughtfully provided sports equipment to promote physical activity and teamwork among the children. Her donation included 57 basketballs, a fitting gift given her greatness in the sport, encouraging youth to practice and enjoy basketball. She also donated 15 footballs, 12 soccer balls, and 15 jump ropes to diversify the available sports options and provide opportunities for kids to develop new athletic skills and stay active. Clark's generosity extended even further at the Boys and Girls Club's 60th anniversary gala. In a moment that showed her full dedication to the organization, she announced a personal donation of $22,000 to support their mission, along with an additional $35,000 contribution to kick off the gala's fundraising efforts. This event was a significant milestone for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Iowa, marking a record-breaking fundraising achievement, and Clark's contributions played a central role in this success. Another of Caitlyn's philanthropic acts is her partnership with the Coralville Community Food Pantry. In 2022, Caitlyn Clark first partnered with the Coralville Community Food Pantry, setting an ambitious goal to raise $22,000 in honor of her number 22 jersey. Her involvement generated overwhelming support, surpassing the target to raise over $25,000. Recognizing the impact of her platform, Clark continued her efforts with the food pantry in 2023, this time helping to bring in over $77,000. Over 2 years, her partnership raised a remarkable total of $100,000 to support families facing food insecurity. To strengthen the campaign, Clark organized in-person meet-and-greet events in 2022 and 2023, where hundreds of supporters gathered, not only to meet her, but also to donate food and essential items. These events contributed hundreds of pounds of supplies to the pantry, underscoring her influence and commitment to fighting hunger in her community. Caitlyn's partnership with the food pantry also attracted contributions from other local organizations, including Green State Credit Union in Iowa City. Green State matched donations up to a previous $50,000 pledge for the pantry's capital campaign, a contribution further boosted by Caitlyn's promotion of the cause. In April 2023, Clark appeared at an event organized by the pantry, where community members gathered to show their support. The event showed the impact Clark's advocacy had on hunger relief in Coralville, with contributions flowing in from around the world. Kate Wolniak-Bujakowska, the pantry's programs assistant, praised Clark's dedication, noting that her commitment made the local community stronger in many ways. With the Coralville Community Food Pantry now a priority cause for the Caitlyn Clark Foundation, Caitlyn has cemented her legacy as a leader on and off the court, creating a lasting impact on the local community. Caitlyn is not only celebrated for her remarkable basketball skills, but also for her deep commitment to inspiring the next generation and making a positive impact off the court. Caitlyn has taken on a mentorship role, especially for young women passionate about basketball, through youth clinics and basketball camps where she connects with fans on a personal level. Her influence is felt deeply by her young admirers, who are motivated not to work hard and dream big. Makavati, a 7th grader from Johnston, embodies this inspiration. She drills daily and recently began working with a skills coach, hoping to one day achieve the same level of success as Clark. She calls Clark her biggest inspiration and motivation to work hard and push the limits. Clark's impact extends even further, as seen in the spike in enrollment at Drake University's basketball camps. Following Clark's historic NCAA run, the university has seen a remarkable rise in young athletes signing up for their June programs, which cover kindergarten through 8th grade. Even younger fans are captivated by Clark's success and dedication. Ellie Morgan, an 8-year-old from Urbandale, said meeting Clark at an Iowa men's game was a dream come true. Morgan, who signed up for Clark's camp, said Caitlyn really inspires her. Morgan also practices her own shots daily in her backyard. For fans of all ages, Clark has become a source of inspiration and a symbol of perseverance, showing the younger generation that they can do what they set their minds to. As part of her mission is to uplift and empower youth, in 2024, as part of the Caitlyn Clark Foundation's Back to School Backpacks initiative, over 350 backpacks filled with all the necessary school supplies were distributed to public and parochial students in the local Des Moines community who were most in need of assistance. Of the Caitlyn Clark Foundation's Back to School Backpacks initiative, over 350 backpacks, filled with all the necessary school supplies, were distributed to public and parochial students in the local Des Moines community who were most in need of assistance. Caitlyn herself made a surprise appearance, providing the students with encouragement and motivation for the upcoming school year. Caitlyn reflected on the importance of her own educational journey, recognizing the role a strong education and access to essential tools played in her success in the classroom. Caitlyn Clark continues to make waves as a standout player for the Indiana Fever, bringing her signature skill and competitive spirit to the WNBA. Since joining the league, she has become an invaluable asset to her team, consistently delivering impressive performances that solidify her status as one of the most promising young talents in women's basketball. Caitlyn's record-breaking achievements and relentless drive have turned her into a beacon of inspiration for thousands of girls across the country, who see her as a testament to what dedication and passion can accomplish. as she elevates through every game through her talent and unwavering support for her teammates. Caitlyn has proven yet again that women are not only strong, but capable of reaching incredible heights. Her journey continues to capture the hearts of millions worldwide, empowering young athletes to chase their dreams. Through every game, Caitlyn inspires a new generation to believe that they, too, can accomplish great things. Whether it's people like Bob or countless others she's impacted along the way, one thing remains constant. Caitlyn is not just a remarkable athlete. She's an undeniably good person, dedicated to uplifting those around her and leaving a lasting positive influence on and off the court. What did you think of Caitlyn's generosity towards Bob? And do you think Caitlyn Clark is indeed one of the best in the world of women's basketball? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.